Hello friends and subscribers from around the world. Today I'm going to show just a little bit on some first-class shipping tricks. First thing, number one, most important, is your scale. We invested in a nice scale that goes up to about 50 pounds. You can use other scales. It doesn't have to be this big. We do ship some large items, so we went ahead and got the big one. And if you buy secondhand, this one we purchased new because it was important to us to be accurate on our weights. If you do purchase secondhand, a trick that you can do to make sure that you're accurate is weigh something and then take it to the post office and have them weigh it on their scales, and then that'll tell you how close your scales are. So that's really important. Next important thing is tape, because you're going to have to tape up your boxes. This is a tabletop model that I picked up secondhand that is my favorite tool. Handheld, lots of different options to choose from doing that. And of course, cutting tools, knife, scissors. I have a small, what is that called? A
square.
Sure. That I used. Lots of different things. I use, rocks for my pictures, pull things down, things like that. Tape measure. I use a fabric tape measure because you can lay it out, stand it up, whatever. Have a standard tape measure. You need those to measure your packages for shipping. And so what I'm going to show is some cheap ways to do first-class shipping with some materials that you have around your house. I use a lot of boxes. This one here is a Oreo box that I've already flipped inside out. As you can see there, all taped up and ready to go. You don't want to use this type of packing material if you're shipping breakables. This is just for lightweight. I'm going to do this knife, one of these carving knives here today, just to show you. So this has already been opened, of course, it's laying flat. So I've got one of these just to show how to open. Let me show you this knife real quick. I find that your cardboard knife is really important. This one has some flexibility to it. The blade is really thin. I keep my knives really sharp because they cut easier and less chances of actually cutting yourself, so they are sharp. Be careful. So this one here is full of food, and this is the beginning of the process. And we don't eat a lot of boxed foods, but all of our friends and family know, of course, that I do a lot of shipping, and they keep them for me. I'll go visit someone, and they'll hand me a stack of boxes, which is wonderful, wonderful. So they all know, to open up their boxes carefully. So that's the first step. So you just take your knife, and you can use a kitchen knife. You'll find ones that work really easy. You just open your box up real quick and easy like that. Use the food out of it, of course, and then save it. And you don't want to use any of these boxes if you slop your food onto it and they get wet or anything like that. So you want to use, good clean boxes. After they've been used and they're flat, you can see inside there's a seam. So you just open it up very careful-like on that seam. And you have a nice box. It's ready to go. Reverse fold each one of the creases.
Should everybody be using a Hillbilly custom knife to do this, including you?
Well, yeah, that would be nice. Could you make me one? Get it laying flat. Tape up that seam. And when you're using the tape on the shipping, you want to make sure that your tape edges don't leave flaps that could be caught and torn during shipment. So it doesn't have to be 100% pretty, just functional without having the flaps. And these ones here are some boxes that I already have packed up ready to go with merchandise inside. But that is a super cheap way to have a first class. You could use these for priority too. You just have to use the priority stickers on them. Envelopes. These are some envelopes that we picked up at a thrift store with somebody else's return address on them. I can also ship a knife in something like this. Oh, looks like there's a price tag. 10 cents. 10 cents. What a bargain. So I'll show real quick how I would do that for a knife. Because a knife in an envelope is, not...
No, aren't you not supposed to send knives through the postal service?
You want them to be secure. So what I would do is take a plain piece of cardboard. I've got scrap cardboard everywhere that will fully protect the knife. Have that set aside. You got to protect that blade. And this knife here is of course, one of the Hillbilly Whittlers. This one's going to Rachel. She's excited to get it. So the first thing I do is got to protect the blade. So I take another piece of scrap cardboard that I've cut to be functional for this. Wrap that blade up. And these are repurposed, reused. Yes, I know they say Hooters. I wouldn't choose that wording on my, but these are recycled. They came to us really cheaply. I'll oil it up. Wrap that blade. And I use these because it's a wax type paper that will hold the oil and not get all of my packing material in boxes oily. Wrap the knife up. So now at this point, that knife can't cut into any of my packing materials or the box come loose in the packaging, whether it's one of these with newspaper or in the envelope. I'll take another piece. I'm putting the second piece on only for tape protection on the cardboard. And then you actually tape this and tape it. No, don't skimp on your tape, whether it's your boxes or your packing materials. Don't skimp on your tape. And Rachel actually has another knife that I'll be combining shipping, so this isn't going to be a complete package. I'm just using it as an example. So now the knife is on the cardboard and it's not going to go anywhere. And something like this, this envelope, as I put it in there and tap it down, the seams start to kind of lift a little bit. And it's important to me that this knife reaches her without coming out of the envelope. So I'm going to, after I get my twister tag off of here, I'm just going to reinforce these seams with tape. And obviously that's a huge envelope for that. So I'm going to cut it down, and I can use the top half of the envelope for another package. And I'll just trim off one side so I can make a flap. And when you do this, you want to cut your envelope so that your item inside doesn't have a lot of movement. And put some tape on. And of course, because you guys are all watching, my tape isn't laying the way it's supposed to. There we go. That one's ready for a shipping envelope, or a shipping label. I'll tape it up more, so that's not something you want to be doing in there. But there you go. That's quick, easy things that you can do for shipping.
Okay, you can talk about any of the getting your weights or something. You can do that later.
Well, no, yeah, you just, after you get this ready, you weigh it and enter it into your shipping calculator, whichever site you're using. There's most sell sites that you sell on provide a shipping tool to print your shipping labels. or you can go to USPS.com and use our click and ship option. Using that, you need a debit card, and they'll take the funds out of your account. Or you can just have everything prepared and ready so you know how much you're going to pay and take it to the post office. Our post office doesn't have one, but a lot of the major city post office has a automated postal kiosk where you can just use your debit card and purchase your postage there. And that way you know all your packages are prepared. You can just go use your debit card and purchase your postage there. Any other questions?
Nope, I think that's just where most people have their problems is on their shipping and how to...
And if you're shipping priority, this is first class. So I guess I could explain that. First class is anything up to 13 ounces. This here weighs about 2 ounces. After you get past the 13 ounces, then it would either have to be shipped priority or parcel select. Parcel select takes longer delivery time, and priority is a little bit quicker. Priority has insurance up to $50 to $100 depending on your package. The parcel select does not. So those are some things to ask yourself of how you're going to ship it. Do you need the insurance? You can order supplies from the post office online and get many different sizes of boxes, a lot of different options. This is called a shoe box. I really like this shape because it's large, and there's a lot of stuff that can fit in this size box. Flat rate, this one here is a small flat rate. This one is not a flat rate. There's a tool on USPS.com to calculate shipping, so if you have a question on how much it would be, you need the size of the package, the weight of the package, and the zip code that it's being shipped to be able to calculate your price. But there's so many tools out there available to you online on USPS.com or the site that you're selling on that as you start shipping, you'll learn little tricks. But these little tricks have helped me a lot to help keep postage costs down.
That's it.
I think that's
covered this time anyway.
Covered this time. Yeah.
All right.
So hopefully that helped, and if you have any questions, I will try to answer them for you. Thank you.